What is going on, everyone? It's a Monday night. The City vs Leicester game has just finished. Things are a mess. I'm not talking about my chances of finishing the top 10k. I'm not talking about Liverpool's chances of winning the league. I'm talking about the stream. It's late. Was out all day. It's not set up properly. There's no polls. I apologise. I'm not going to put them on now. And one of the reasons I'm not going to do that is because we're going to have a few more streams this week. So there's plenty of time to catch up on polls and stuff. So yeah, we can just talk about what's just happened in Gameweek 37. Obviously, we're into the final game week now. So this is it. If leagues are out of your out of sight, it's tough luck now. If you're ahead and you've won, then there's probably not too much that's going to stop you now. If it's close, then the last week is interesting. Obviously, from a league point of view, it's still on for Liverpool, but Man City would need to lose. Probably not going to happen against Brighton, but we'll see. We shall see. Even a draw for Man City will probably be enough, because I think Liverpool would have to beat Wolves by like 4 goals or something like that. Just ain't happening. I don't think so anyway. Let me just check I've got that league table right. I think so. Oh no, a draw wouldn't be good enough. Sorry. How did I get that? I completely got that wrong. So a draw would not be good enough. They have to win again. They're going to win. Why did I think a draw would be good enough? I really had that wrong. Good job I checked. Anyway, how did it go for all of y'all? I got 38 points. Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. No, City will be on 98 if they win. Liverpool will be on 97. Is it me, or have you lost interest in FPL because it's so late in the season? Nope. What makes you think that? I mean, it's frustrating that I'm doing so bad. But other than that, yeah. I mean, I like the end of the season. Not gonna lie, but yeah, not over it yet. I'll at least get through to next week, and then I'll be over it. I am kind of in summer mode already, though. Okay, 42 points for Stephen, 48 for Ryan, 46 for Quentin. Edge just clinging on to top 20k. Sohan wants to get in touch with me regarding YouTube. My DMs on Twitter are open. I have an email address on there too. My overall points, yeah, I didn't put them in because I hadn't worked it out. I'm not sure what they are. I guess it's not too hard to check because I only got 4 points tonight. So I'm on 2,303. It looks like. So if I'm on 2,303 divided by 37 weeks, 62 points average every week. Need to be a bit higher to win this whole thing. So yeah, 38. Like, Son, absolutely rubbish. Like, what was he doing? I know that it's a cliche to say, he's not that type of player, but he's not really that type of player, surely. It was from nothing as well. Like, it's not that they were losing. It was like the 90th minute. It was like, what? It was the first half, right? I don't get what happened there. Lacazette, awful. Eriksen, I mean, what chance did Eriksen really have once Son got himself sent off? And then obviously Foyt got himself sent off as well. Mane, nothing. Newcastle scoring. Son has had 5 red cards in his career. Okay, fair enough. Jota, loads of chances, nothing. Doherty 12 pointer was nice though. So yeah, I did really bad this week. I didn't make a transfer. In all honesty, I could have taken a couple of -4s. Obviously, I said last week I was thinking of doing Lacazette and Eriksen to Sterling and Zaha or Rashford. I would have probably gone for Rashford, I think. So that worked out okay, I guess. I did look at a hit to get Hazard in. It would have been for Eriksen, not Son. It would have taken Deofeo out for a 4.5. That would have worked out, but it didn't do it. Whatever. Mostly because I wasn't too sure about owning Hazard this week. So I've left myself with 2 free transfers going into the final game of the season. And I'm not sure what to do with them, to be honest. I've just noticed that Man City have they've only scored 5 goals in the last 4 games. And if I remember right, they did this last year, end of last year. They the goals just dried up. And at the end of the day, they just need a win against Brighton. As soon as they get that first goal, I know it's like in their, the way they play, they will probably keep going for it. But if they get the chance just to shut the game out and win 1-0, they'll take that every single day of the week. So originally I was looking at bringing in Sterling. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Redmond is an interesting option. I think he got benched in the last game. I think he'll play this last home game of the season. He's been kind of integral to that Southampton side since Hasenhüttl took over. So I think Redmond comes back in. Whether or not I go for him, I don't know. I mean, it is Huddersfield. But let's not even talk about Man United. Let's not even talk about Man United. Yeah, I mean, let's look at who's playing. Right, I'll bring it up on stream. Okay, can you see that? I mean, I'm sure most of you know who's playing anyway. There you go, that's big enough. Let me get that properly in the screen. So these are the fixtures for next week. Now, we will probably get some hints from certain managers about players that may not play. Like for example, Man United now, they can't get Champions League. It's impossible. So Solskjaer might turn around and say Greenwood's fit, he's going to start. Now he might say play, which is frustrating. You'd want him to say start, and that's just an example. I'm not sure many people are going to punt on Mason Greenwood, but you might get some managers saying they're going to play certain players. It's the final game, so that could help us with our decisions. Otherwise, it is a bit of a free-for-all in the last game. For example, Man United, if Lukaku's fit, I'm not sure he's going to be. You could play him. Are Man United now not options? I mean, that Huddersfield game was poor. I feel like at Old Trafford, it's probably a little bit better, and Pogba could have scored a couple. He hit the bar twice. Jansky, bench McTominay, who were never going to play. I looked at McTominay and Chong, I think, actually, because I was looking for someone to... I wouldn't have played him either, though, 100%. Not even going to pretend I would have had McTominay's points. He would have been on my bench. But yeah, I did look at him too when I was looking at potentially bringing Hazard in. Yeah, I think I could just not take a hit and do Eriksen and Son to Redmond and Sterling and just captain Sterling. It seems a bit boring. I feel like I need to do something clever this week, but I'm not seeing where it's coming from. So Spurs, I'm done with. They're just frustrating at this point. They're knackered. They're being run into the ground. They'll probably go out of the Champions League, and then there's that to worry about. And if they don't go out of the Champions League, there's definitely going to be rotation. They've already got top 4 wrapped up at this point. Also, Everton have been brilliant for the end of the season, so I don't see that as an easy game for Spurs, even if it is their last game. Honestly, if Sanchez had done anything against Huddersfield and Man United hadn't looked almost as bad, if not as bad as Huddersfield, and I thought Sanchez was going to play this week, he was the one I was going to captain, but I just can't now. He's injured. He probably won't play for Man United again. Your captain and the Southampton player is interesting. Shane Long or Redmond, potentially. Wilson, away to Crystal Palace. I don't know about that. I think I'd rather captain Zaha, to be honest. I know, or from what people have been saying, I think Palace's away form has been better than at home. But against Bournemouth, Bournemouth, I feel like they were there for the taking, but Spurs just... to be fair, Travers turned into a bit of Superman few of the shots were straight at him, but he played well. If is Lukaku out for the season? I can't remember. I don't think Solskjaer actually gave any specific updates on them, did he? So have a look. Yeah, he's just flagged 50% playing. Like if Lukaku was past fit and you thought he was going to start, he could be an interesting option. I just no one's really standing out for me. Maybe I'm missing something. You know, maybe Deeney against West Ham, maybe Arnautovic against Watford. Maybe Salah is the one to go for. I haven't captained Salah for ages. Perez for Newcastle. They're away, to Fulham though. The thing is, I think I'm going to be stuck with Lacazette. Is there anyone I really want to take a hit for? I mean, if Arsenal get into the final, that's a good point. Yeah, Watford have FA Cup and 7th place is gone now. So he's gone. Yeah, Salah's out of the Barcelona game, so he might miss the Wolves game as well. We'll see. I feel like Company is definitely chasing points. What a strike, though. Cheers for that, Yanks. Good to see you. I mean, Salah will almost certainly play. If there's any chance of him being fit, they'll play him. Especially when they go out to Barcelona. They'll have nothing else to play for. I was going to say, yeah, Watford have FA Cup. Yeah, Company. I mean, I really like Company. Sometimes you got to put rivalries to one side. It's, you know, you don't want to like players from other teams, especially like rivals like that. But Company's such a likable guy, and he's been so unlucky with injuries and stuff. And to step up and do that, it's a nightmare. Nightmare for Liverpool, that is. What a goal. I just couldn't believe it when it went in. Is that a hickey on my neck? It's not. It's a heat rash, basically. It's annoying. Thanks for bringing it up, though. I've been so conscious about it. Should really want a higher neckline t-shirt like this. There you go, job done. Injuries, he's getting old. Yeah, true. But over his career, he's got a bit unlucky with injuries, I think. Yeah, look, big mistake not going for Laporte. Just putting it out there. Also, I mean, I spent 2 transfers in the last few weeks putting Koscielny in then out. Now, I did bring in Trent, and he's done really well since, but that is rubbish. Yeah, Babel against Newcastle, not a bad shout. Is my captain, though? Do I go different with captain? Don't know if I want to go quite that mad. The good thing about this week is the captaincy could be quite spread. I assume Man City players will still be the top. Have I ever been so happy about a rival's goal? I wasn't really happy. I mean, I just liked the goal. I really couldn't care less whether City or Liverpool win the league. I find it weird that people are like so happy if Liverpool don't win it. Especially Man United fans. I mean, I get it. I fully get it. The rivalry, etc., etc. But I mean, you're essentially celebrating that someone else didn't win the league when you're down in 6th. You just drawn 1-1 with Huddersfield. Club looks miles away from challenging for the title. To get into the top 10k, you have to take all the risks. I was going to ask actually, who's in the top 10k? Like, who's just inside the top 10k? I want to know how many points away I am. I think it was the Gargatron that used to tell you that, right? But it hasn't been working for me. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. It's the fans you don't want to win. I mean, look, Liverpool fans would be super annoying if they win it. So will Man City fans. I mean, I guess there's more Liverpool fans, but most of the people I've unfollowed on Twitter are Man United fans. Just football Twitter is just so annoying. Oh yeah, a new player, yeah. Oh. Wait, what's this? I don't think I've got the right link for that. Let me see. You got it saved somewhere. Maybe I don't. Okay, so you're 10,700. Oh god. So you're 17 points ahead of me, and you're not in the top 10k. Wow, 20 points or so to get into the top 10k. That is tough. 20 points. It's probably not going to happen. I would need Lacazette to actually do something. It's just not going to happen. It's been so frustrating to watch. Pogba differential captain. I mean, Pogba's a genuine option, I think. Thing is, you say Man United have to respond. Do they? Do they really have to respond? For what? They don't care. Half of those players just don't care. What are they playing for now? Nothing. Top 1k. Very nice. You're 4th overall. What? Let me have a look at this. We haven't got someone that's 4th overall in the chat. Like, overall. Damn. I see your team. You were 5th before today. Hazard captain, Laporte in defence. You're a genius. You got Martial. Interesting move. Fair play. I mean, I don't think you got any chance of first, right? Because what did Adam get? 37. Guy in second got 32. 52 behind him. Yeah, no one's catching Adam. He's won it. Nicely done. So you can definitely finish second. First is gone though. So yeah, nicely done on that. I envy you. You're also top of the FPL League. Sorry, the Let's Talk FPL League. My bad. Yeah, I mean, Sterling versus Redmond captain. I mean, you're always going to get the same answer for that. Sterling's the safe pick. Redmond's the differential. I think a lot of people are going to look to Redmond, though, this week. I don't think he'll be... Within, like, these kind of circles, I don't think he'll be fully differential. When everyone's captain hauls when City wipe the floor with Brighton. Do you think they will wipe the floor with Brighton, though? I mean... Excuse me. On a normal game week, I would say yes. But they're just not going to want to lose that game. You've got to go for the win. Sorry, yeah, okay, I kind of contradict myself. What I mean is, I do think if they're 1 or 2 up, they just hold. Especially if it's late into the game when... late into the game when they get the goal. Granted, I don't think Brighton will hold out as well as Leicester did, but you never know. Yeah, I thought about Vardy. Anything I do for a hit, I want it to be... I almost feel like it's got to be completely off the rails with... Like, almost, why are you doing that? I just think Lacazette to Vardy for a hit... I don't know. Just doesn't feel right. I get it though. Vardy captain would be a massive differential. But it's against Chelsea. Maybe I've got to stop sticking by my top 6 don't captain kind of rules to myself. But don't think I'm going to do it. Laporte captain. Interesting choice. Greenwood versus Carr. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to contradict myself so much. Yes, I might be looking for a bit of a differential move. But I'd want to go with someone who I feel I can at least trust a little bit. Like Greenwood, fresh into the team. Yes, against Cardiff. I don't know. You'd want Solskjaer to say he's going to start, not just play. Play from the start would do. Mitrovic is an okay option, but I've watched Fulham a couple of times in the last few weeks. Not been that impressed really. I know he's been shooting a lot, etc. But I don't know. I feel like I'm going to go through every option. I'm just going to say no to everyone. Maybe I'll just keep this team. I'll put on... let me just... Ooh. Oh, God. Ericsson, you're rubbish. Let's go back to the normal... Oh, well. So... Oh, son. Get out of my team. Seriously. That's basically what I'm looking at right now. 2 free transfers. Not that I'm expecting DFA to do anything either. I'd be happy to bench him. Aubameyang's an interesting option. Yeah, I guess the problem with Aubameyang, if you're looking to bring him in, is who will start of him and Lacazette. You hope you get some kind of inclination from Europa League, but again, Arsenal got nothing to play for either now. Go for the game where you think there'll be loads of goals, regardless of even history. I mean, the game with loads of goals could be the Fulham-Newcastle game. Fulham just going to go for it. Last home game, Newcastle just scored a couple against Liverpool. I mean, Newcastle fully safe. Why would they sit back against Fulham? Chris Wood versus Arsenal. Interesting. DFA could be rested. You're absolutely right. I mean, Arsenal could go... Maybe they'll go fully differential for the last game of the season. I mean, at the end of the day, apart from Liverpool and Man City, there's nothing else to play for in any other matches. Apart from maybe league position, but most teams aren't going to care about that now. Sigurdsson's an interesting shout. If it was at home, I'd be down for that, I think. Cannot wait for the break from FPL. I think a lot of people feel like that at the end of the season. Give it a week and then everyone wants FPL to be back. Top 10k is probably... I think it's gone for me, yeah. 20 points to make it up. We'll see. Wolves might rotate now they've got 7th. I don't think they will rotate that much. Not with what's at stake. And nothing else to play for. If they had FA Cup, maybe. Pretty much benching Doherty. Excuse me, what? Where do I see? Well, I've basically worked out. Someone told me they were 17 points ahead of me. They were 17 points ahead of me and they were 10,700. So I just worked out it's probably about another 3 or 4 points. It's impossible to call Gameweek 38. Yeah, maybe it just... I don't know. I always think to myself, how much do I want to throw away though? I mean, I wonder how far I am from 30k, for example. But I've never, apart from 2 seasons, one of which where I didn't really play, I didn't really pay much attention, and then one where I was just awful. I've never finished outside the top 22k. So I don't know if I want to go, I don't know, does that really matter though? Does anyone really care? Probably not. I just know once the season starts next year, as soon as the streams start, well, what rank did you get last season? 15k, 20k, 30k, all the same. Inside the top 10k is worth gambling for. You're 14 points ahead of... I'm 14 points ahead of Jack, and he's 20k. Okay. So I'm probably not going to fall below 25k. Am I? I'm a bit worried about playing double Liverpool defence this week, if I'm honest. But I don't really have a lot of other options. I don't know if they will keep a clean sheet. Let's be honest, Liverpool have to win, right? They have to win, basically, to win the league. There is no other choice. They're going to have to go for it. Now, how early they go for it, who knows? If Man City lose, they only need a 1-0 win. But I think I just played... But I mean, Robertson and Trent have got so many attacking returns. I think I have to play them. I mean, let's be honest. Is Trent at home to Wolves or Doherty away to Liverpool? I could split the risk, maybe. Or it's Duffy against Man City. I'm not going to spend a transfer on a defender at this point. Even though a defender could absolutely smash it. And Laporte, probably as good as any this week. You're doubling up against Huddersfield. I mean, Southampton have done okay, but they've just lost 3-0 to West Ham. And Huddersfield, you know, I know they lost 5-0 to Liverpool. They looked okay. They looked okay-ish against Man United. I think Karlan Grant could cause Southampton a few problems. FPL Statistico. Oh yeah, that's... But the only thing is... how do I... Where do I put my... Aha! This is what I wanted, I think. But I don't know if this will be updated yet, though. Plus, where does it say how far ahead I am of... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is updated. Yeah, it's not updated. I think before this, I was only 9 points behind 10k, 31 ahead of 25k. So I'll go on that and then work it out. I'm watching Suns Red. Do I transfer away? I didn't know, but that's the kind of move that would make you raise transfer. You got bench boost left. Worse going -4 to get Doherty out. Nah, not for me. I mean, I guess it depends who you're going for, but I think you take the risk that you can get an attack and return on bench boost. Yeah, I agree. I think Saints will power a strong side. Double City defence should be good. I don't see Brighton scoring. Top 10k is exactly at 23-21. So it's 17 points away. Yeah, it's done. It's differential captain time. Sterling and Aguero are going to be the highest captain players. I mean, Aguero was the highest this week. Maybe Captain Sterling's the way to go. So you get a good captain who's going to be a differential. I mean, Aguero's effective ownership was over 100 this week. Sterling's wasn't. So maybe he's the one to do it on. The thing for me, I've kind of boxed myself in with Liverpool. So I think, yes, Salah's a good shout. But I've boxed myself in. I'm not going to use transfers to swap Liverpool players out. I think if I want to get top 10k, I think I bet against City smashing Brighton. I think that's my way in. But who the hell do I go for? Maybe Pogba. Maybe one last ride on the Pogba train. Salah and Mane would be more popular captain picks than City. No, I don't think so. I know they're at home, but they're playing Wolves. It's much tougher than Brighton, in my opinion. Don't go there. Hey, look, he hit the bar twice. Sané was dreadful, Matthew. You're right. I mean, yeah, you're right. In Pep's eyes, I'm not sure he did a huge amount wrong, but Pep was going nuts at him. Gary Neville was talking about the fact that he might even get taken off after getting brought on. Now, that would have been pretty funny. He lost the ball a few times, but I don't know if it was as bad as Pep made it out. I guess the situation was quite stressful. Yeah, I mean, okay, let's put it out this here for the chat, right? Which games do you think are going to be the most open? I think there's a couple that people have put shouts in for, which are good shouts. So Watford and West Ham. I mean, neither's got anything to play for really. I mean, no one has at this point. I don't need to keep saying that. Watford, one eye on the FA Cup though. Southampton, Huddersfield, maybe. I like Fulham versus Newcastle. I do realise when I asked for this in the chat, we're basically going to get every single fixture. Palace versus Bournemouth, Chelsea versus Leicester, Southampton versus Huddersfield so far, Palace versus Bournemouth, Liverpool versus Wolves, Leicester versus Chelsea. So basically every game. Although, interestingly, no one has said Brighton versus Man City. Maybe that tells you something. There you go. So every game apart from the one with the champions, potential champions of the whole year, it's going to be open. Let me just let's see if I can get this open on the main screen. How am I going to do this? Oh, no, I could have done that. Never mind. So this is what I use quite a bit, is FPL Discovery to see the top 10k. See that ownership. Obviously, this is for... this is for Gameweek 37. So, ownerships will change. See if I can make this a bit bigger. Where's the zoom thing? Can you see that? You can see that. So, move it over a bit. So this is ownership in the top 10k. Now, obviously, these will change. Sun 76%. You'd imagine that goes to a lot lower. You'd imagine most of the top 10k are active. They're going to take him out. Sterling's pretty huge, 66%. I don't own him. And let's see who's low. So this is midfielders. So Eriksen, rubbish. Get out of it. Hazard, 15%. He was like 12%, I think, last week. So he didn't go up that much. So I think fair. If you got Hazard in, great shout. I'm gutted I didn't do it myself. Redmond, only 13%. Sigurdsson, 3.2% against a knackered and run down Spurs. Everton in great form. Babel, 2.4%. Playing against Newcastle at home. Last game. Richarlison, only 1.1%. I might just transfer in everyone that's been... yeah, there we go. Maybe I'll just do that. I'll make the triple troll transfer. The TTT, triple troll transfer. Wilson, Hazard, Richarlison in. 3 trolls. Boom. See what they can do last year of the season. Quite like the idea of that. Richarlison, Wilson, Hazard. Triple troll transfer. It's got a nice ring to it. Sané, probably not going to see Sané play, let's be honest. Who else we got? Mata, he started the last 2 games. Did he start the last game? I think he did. I love it. If the trolls get me into the top 10k, be amazing. The narrative, just think of it. I don't know if anyone else is really sticking out here. Who's on 0%? Felipe Anderson, Yeah, maybe go for him. Felipe Anderson and drop Hazard. Just get Richarlison in. Yeah, fair enough. If you'll have to see who gets into the Europa League final. Gross to spoil the party. I mean, if Hazard's going to get rested, then who's going to play instead of him? Willian. Anyway, let's have a look at forwards. So Jimenez, massive, 91%. Ridiculous, in fact. Guerrero 77. Wilson only 19%. There you go, the troll. Lacazette 10%. Just score. Seriously. Vardy only 11%. I like Zaha 7.3%. I think against Bournemouth that could be an open game, as could they all. Long only 7.1. Aubameyang 2.2%. Ridiculous. Mitrovic 1.9. Maybe that's the one. I mean, Lukaku 0.3. That's one we would want. Anyway, basically, there's a few differentials there. If you want to go for them. Let me just put this on just for, oh my god. Horrible. There we go. Right, any last other questions before we drop the stream just for tonight? I'll have another one on Thursday anyway, with polls and all sorts. Yeah, Captain Jota was unlucky this week. I think it was a fully logical choice. Purple Club versus Mint. I mean, we know it's purple. We don't need to talk about that, you know. Scoutcast tomorrow, I think, yeah. Same time as normal. No updates on the Salah injury. He's not going to play versus Barcelona. I mean, if you're free hitting, I think we've spoken about a lot of them already. Redmond, Babel, Zaha could be an option up front. Did anyone triple captain Son? I don't know, but I'm sure they did. Transfer out Liverpool players? I don't think so. There was an update. He seems okay, but won't play with Barcelona. There you go. Bring in Laporte or Robertson. I think at this point, I'd just bring in Laporte. Right. You can't do the polls because I didn't put any up there. I'm going to leave it for this one. I think we're back on Thursday with lots more to talk about. And we'll decide which differentials to go for the weekend. And then there'll be a stream live on the last day of the season as well at 3 PM. Plus a deadline stream probably. If I'm going to do the 3 PM one, I might as well do the deadline one as well. There's plenty of streams to come. Obviously this one was a bit rushed to get going, so I apologise for that. It was obviously a bit late as well. But we're into the final week now. It's summertime. We're nearly there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Gameweek 38. I'm going to have to do something, I think. I just don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably end up going boring. I'll probably just bring in Sterling and captain him, and I'll just think about that when I'm trying to fall asleep this weekend. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you on Thursday. There'll be a preview before that as well. See you soon.